Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 8, Pride and Pettiness. Actually not really sure why Kay has it out for Stacy, but we leave off where we left off at the Pride event with Ashley's Pride event. Pretty much bringing Monique and Stacy together, asking, you know, uh, Stacy, do you know Monique? And she's like, no, hi, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Well, I mean, I thought y'all met or something, but no, no, no. What was it, Giselle? No, she didn't meet Monique. She met Chris. And of course, it was the whole back and forth of like, dang, well, why y'all put it out there like that? Like, gee, she just met the girl, Kay. Like, what's going on? But she don't know Chris like that. Like, they met. Like, I mean, she know Chris, but girl, they don't mess around or nothing like that. So okay, awkward, very awkward, at least for pretty much everybody at this point. But Monique, let it slide, like it's okay because we've been divorced for about 2 years now, so he can do what he doing and I do what I do. Like, come on now, we divorced for a reason. I don't even know why Ashley brings up the Shayo line. Is it Shayo? The cannabis line that Stacy has going on, because it's Ashley. It's not your cannabis line and she's not copying you. So why are you all upset and mad about it? Like, my glasses is all crickety like, but it's okay. The people bent it up like these. Don't be distracted. But anyway, Stacy trying to explain how well she did the DNA ancestry thing. So Nigerian heritage. It just made sense for her to do such a thing. I don't know. Angel tried to ask her a question to, I guess, try to save her from the ambush of the ladies, to ask her about, listen, I want to talk about the economics. I don't know why that just popped up in my head, but if you know, because this is, man, only a handful of people watch that show, okay? Only a handful of people watch that show. But I want to bring up the economics. The social justice in your line, and of course, Stacey was just kind of over the whole conversation. So she just dismissed Angel, like, no, okay, whatever, we're going to move on. And Angel kind of took that as a dig. Well, like, dang, girl, I was just trying to help you out, but obviously with all these ladies saying that you're a liar and you're this and you're that, she's leaning more towards the, Stacy's phony. And that was kind of funny a little bit that Wendy was telling her, like, girl, you ain't even pronouncing the word right. Talking about some Nigerian heritage. They go ahead and they jump on the float. And what was interesting about this float that Ashley had put together was it was a big ass GNA label on it. And scratching the heads of some of the ladies, because is GNA still alive? What is it? It was supposed to be some type of clothing line, then it turned into athletic, leisure, something, and then, Giselle with the brain tumor stuff, and like, what? And even then Giselle is like, well, I didn't even know, look, you supposed to be part of the line. You ain't even know that she was putting the thing up, girl. This is some fake ass business. Of course, in Ashley's fashion, she got to get a wet t-shirt contest and inviting Kay to kiss her. So we all go to have lunch or whatever after the float, festivities and the parade. And this gives the ladies a little bit of opportunity to talk to Monique a little bit, catch up, see how she's been doing. Obviously her and Giselle ain't, talked or nothing. You've heard Wendy, hey, what's up? And, divorce from Chris, tell us about it. So she proceeds to just let them know that, pretty much the time that she was on the show. Well, she didn't put a time frame on it to say like, okay, it started first season or whatever, but we'll just say maybe the whole season, or maybe more of getting closer to her exit season, where things were just kind of like, ooh, escalating. But I mean, hell, she said when her daughter was like 6 months. I mean, girl, I mean, that's You've been pretty much going through it for some years, okay? But, putting up a good image so that everybody thinks that they were, good and wonderful, like most people do on these shows. Wasn't being loved properly. Could relate to Giselle once she, got to thinking back about some things, to how, Jamal was a big preacher man. Well, they divorced before she got on the show, but, as women will say, try to grow and blossom into their own. The man is kind of like, girl, you might need to pump your brakes a little bit because I'm doing this and you just got to be in the shadow and don't, you know what I'm saying? So, being on the show probably, because it's all about her in this aspect. Just they wasn't meshing well like they should, pretty much. Tia asked her what was the straw that broke the camel's back. And for her, she kind of brings up this story about how, he do things when he wants something, right? So she kind of put it to the test a little bit, and he failed. So pretty much that next day, she said, "Listen, you is not going to enter me anymore." Okay, and that's a strong sentence. Okay, do not enter sign no more, Negro. Oh, it's done, done. I was like, all right, done, done, de done, done, and yeah, over, done with. We go to see Angel. She is house hunting still. She has not found a place to call it home just yet. I think it was probably, I don't know if it was easier for her down in Colorado, but wherever they landed, they built on it. So it was like, but here, it might not be, they ain't going to get what they had down there, so they're still house hunting, trying to figure it out. Of course, she's talking about Giselle and Wendy again. How she's still upset, okay? So she's kind of more over the Giselle thing because they did kind of talk it out a little bit, right? But she's still a little bit fixated on Wendy as to where, oh, well, Wendy was laughing and co-signing and I was just felt disrespected and this and this and that. So she's telling her husband that next time she sees them, that she's actually going to say something this time. Try to move on, but she just gotta let him know, okay? Angel. See, I know this reunion is gonna be something because we have to question the authenticity of Angel and Stacy for one. This whole episode is pretty much about Stacy though. And I think we should have Monique at the reunion, I think. So we got to dive into her comeback and then Wendy's arrest. Like those kind of will be the main things at the reunion. Everything else is going to be a whole bunch of hogwash. But, they got to stretch it to 3 parts. So we're going to figure it out. Oh, and then Kay versus everybody. Because, of course, Wendy versus Kay and Kay versus Stacy. Yeah. It's going to be a doozy of a reunion. Okay. So, Tia, Giselle, Ashley, and Kay. They go out to lunch. They discuss how much fun they had on the parade. It was good to meet Grace because her Giselle's daughter was there. And, Giselle shares that there was a milestone with the Reasonably Shady podcast. I don't know if you guys listen. I don't really listen. Yes, I listen to a bunch of stuff that's just not on the list. So, and Giselle is never really, she's not my favorite. I don't really have a really favorite on Potomac, to be honest. My favorite was Katie, and Katie is not here. But anyway, because I be going on rant sometimes, right? Right, say, bring Katie back. Bring Katie back. Anywho, Reasonably Shady reached 10 million downloads, which is cool. They getting rewards and they getting recognized, stuff like that. So that's something cool for her and Robin. Of course, Miss Robin is not here. which I kind of thought she would be, and we'll get to that in a minute. But Kay, in this conversation, decides to say like, "Oh, because she got this some type of vendetta on Stacy right now." She's saying, "Well, I talked to Cookie, which I don't even know how they friends, but okay." Oh, because she tried to be because she was friends with Karen. Okay, I see. Karen needed. Okay, I see. But anyway, Cookie done called me, and she told me that Chris had called her, like clicked over. Hold on, let me talk to Chris. Click over, girl. Let me tell you what he said. Talk about he was all upset that Monique was out here trashing him, talking about she felt like a piece of meat and all this, trash talking Chris about the marriage. So they like, well, where'd this come from? Who said that? Who said? And they like, it was Stacy. And they like, oh, see, we done told you. See, so this is another thing that Stacy's doing. She lying about dating that dude, paying him. I don't even forgot his name. I'm about to call him Tyler, but I know that ain't it. Her divorcing her husband. She's lying about all this other stuff, and this is another thing. But mind you, that Cookie doesn't like Stacy at all for some reason, okay? Which will give her reasons to talk mess about her or to so-called lie, right? And technically, we don't know the relationship that Chris has with Miss Cookie like that. Okay, so Monique and Wendy meet up to actually, try to open up this relationship between each other because, Wendy's first season was the fight. So she's coming in to meet these ladies who already have beefs with each other. So getting to know them was not did not go as planned, should we say, okay? Because like I said, once everything happened, she kind of chose sides a little bit, and Monique just left. So it was just, she ain't talk to nobody, right? So Wendy does acknowledge, like, listen, I am surprised that we talk, or that we, reached out to me because she did beat up my friend. And I thought that was kind of funny. Like, you do acknowledge your friend got the yep. Say, no, let me stop, because we're not supposed to encourage violence or anything like that. And technically, is fighting violent? I mean, it didn't get violent. Oh, wait, somebody got cut with the bang. She got cut with the... Okay, I'm going on a tangent. Monique asks if Wendy is friends with Giselle. Of course, she says, yeah, we're friendly. We're getting there. She suggests that Monique and Giselle actually sit and talk, which Monique already knows. Yeah, we gonna, I know I need to do that. We're gonna get there when we get there, okay. But let me get around my rounds. How about House Karen? Anybody talk to Karen? Wendy, of course, explains how, listen, at the reunion, girl blindsided me. She is not the friend I thought she was. Like, giving thanks to everybody. Karen on her little video chat thing that she had sent in. She ain't mentioned me at all, putting me off. Like, I wasn't nothing. So, I ain't really talked to her. She went to jail. But I do know that people be reaching out to Cookie or, maybe Ray or something to get in contact with her if they need to, right? But, Cookie, right? And she like, yeah, I know Cookie. I met her back in like 2007. She came to one of Chris's, I don't know if it was one of his birthday party or just the party that her and Chris might have had at the house. Either way, they had a performer named, I think, Chuck Brown, Chuck somebody. He must be some type of blues, country singer type thing. Look, something my grandma would enjoy. Not to say that Chris was old or something, but I get it. And people from the South, they do the juke joints and all that type of stuff. Y'all be seeing it, right? The whole cowboy thing. But anywho, Monique like, yeah, and I thought she was my friend, but turns out she is a little bit demonic. Be talking about you behind your back, things of that nature. She ain't no good. So I'm not really friendly with her. She not friendly with me. And then, of course, Wendy asked her about the other ladies, getting to know some of the new people. Mentions how, whatever her and Stacy, the Chris thing. Um, but Wendy does stick up for Stacy here a little bit because she's like, listen, remember in last episode, I don't take that girl too serious as, we probably shouldn't. She knows she's on this show and technically she's not taking nothing too serious. Like she did her first season, like Wendy was really, 4 degrees, addressed me as such. And then after a while, she just kind of got laid back once she got out of Giselle and Robin's ass. Okay, now she don't get which makes her more likable. Besides all the little extras that, like I say, she be throwing on it. But anywho, the gang up on Stacy is just something that she's not feeling. So hopefully, Monique can get to know her without all the extra from the other ladies' input. You know. Okay, so Tia goes to meet up with Timu and Stacy. They with Arbella. She doing some swimming or something with her friend. Um, Stacy goes on this thing to say like, well, Timu don't want to meet the people. Okay, he don't want to meet the girls like that. Obviously, she's talk like most people, pillow talk. Man, the day I had this did this, and this girl's the dad. She said this, and I can't believe. And can you? And the men just mostly say, sure. Oh, really? Okay, good night. So, hearing things like that as well, keep messing with my girl. The dudes don't, like, they hear you. They don't really care, but they do. Okay. Enough to be like, well, hell, I don't want to be all up in that mess. So I don't want to be dealing with it. That's how I see it. That's how I took it. He don't want to meet the other ladies because Stacey done told him that Giselle, Ashley, and them coming for her. And he like, well, I don't want to be around it. Okay. Without saying it, he's a bit shy. Look, we see him. He don't say but 2 words when he on the camera. Very, very quiet. I'm surprised he probably just don't start speaking German. Like, Stacey, you speak German? I wouldn't be surprised if she just, like, they might as well just do it. But I feel so safe letting Tia meet him. She seems like the right person, the safest person in the group. And baby steps, he not ready to meet everybody, but he can meet you. So Tia say, okay, cool. Well, how about we do a couples dinner with me, my husband, and then Wendy and Eddie, and then we all can, choo choo choo. And Tia was like, I don't know about that. I got to do this. I got to do this. And Stacy's like, yeah, you got to fly out. And he won't be back till like the end of the week or something like that. So no, whatever. And of course, Tia is trying to say, oh, what about next week or what about this time? And of course, he's saying, no, 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 I'm busy. I'm just busy. Blah blah blah. Okay. So Tia, he trying to tell you, girl, I ain't got time for you. Okay. But she's trying to be what she say, Sherlock Holmes here, to Inspector Gadget some shit. Is what you look us American blacks is gonna say, Inspector Gadget. She over there in British land, so they Sherlock Holmes. But she's trying to dig into the whole Monique thing and Chris thing to see if there is any more to the story that maybe Stacey hasn't said, so that she can go back to tell Giselle and them, because she don't heard the whole conversation now. Oh, well, you don't told or you don't told Chris such and such, but just like she didn't mention none of that here. But this is in the back of her mind and she's trying to fish out. Of course, Stacey ain't giving her nothing. Listen, Chris, who? I don't know him. We just cool like that. Girl, bye. Monique, okay, she's nice. I get to know her, but me and Chris, no. So dang. So, Tia like, oh, I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not getting anything. So now I'm thinking more on Giselle and them side that she's just not being real or authentic or just a liar. But Stacey does let her know that Timu's not comfortable with meeting the whole group, and that is why she introduced her to Tia first, okay? So she did tell you all this, Tia. She did explain to you this. Giselle is planning a reasonably shady 10 million views or downloads party. She's letting us know that there is no Robin, okay? And that's where I was kind of expecting, like, okay, listen, we got Monique done popped up. Listen, we got Robin would have popped up because, Monique and Robin wasn't even cool like that either because Robin is the henchman for Giselle. So anytime she was coming at Giselle, Robin was jumping in so her and Giselle can never really get through because now I got to go through you first and now that's causing extra problems for me. And I'm going to hit you with this umbrella. Sorry, no, I'm just playing. But, Robin was fired. And she mad about it. So that's why she ain't show up. Okay, talk about she feels some type of way about how she left the show. So she just doesn't want to. Girl, you could have come up and say, hey to everybody else. You see Cherie? Listen. Tia and Wendy and Stacey. Or no. Yeah, Tia, Wendy, and their husbands. They go on the couples dinner like Tia has suggested, and no Stacey, okay? So they're getting to know each other. Hey, you Nigerian, you just knew that. Okay, cool. But what about Stacey? I thought she was supposed to show up. Oh, well, she was supposed to come, but, it was something with Timu. He didn't want to. He had to go on vacation or something like that, and she told me that I was the safest person for her to bring Timu around. So she wasn't, going to bring him around the other ladies. And of course, Wendy is kind of offended now because for real, I thought I was being Stacey's friend all this time, sticking up for her and all of this. But you can't, but you want to introduce Timu to Tia first, and you just met the girl, you met me a whole year earlier. I'm so offended. So Tia does right. Well, let's just call her to see what's up. So she called Stacey and Stacey on the phone, basically saying how, Tia blew up the spot to say, yeah, I told her that, I was the safest person to meet Timu and all this stuff. So, of course, Stacey like, well, dang, girl, I did not tell you all of that for you to go and be trying to start mess between me and Wendy. Wendy, oh my God, I'm so sorry that this is how this is happening because you are my friend and everything and I appreciate you, but this is not the way the things are supposed to go. Like I said, Tia, she explained as to why Timu wasn't going to be around the group or didn't want to meet the other ladies, but you're just so focused on oh, well, where is Timu? Oh, well, he just flown in today. Oh, but I thought you said he was going to fly in at the end of the week. Oh, well, things, schedule changes and all this stuff. So they ended up hanging up and she's like, see, that stuff I'm talking about. See, she's a liar. I can't get with her now because he was supposed to fly in today, but now he was supposed to fly out, but now he's flying in. And I'm like, oh Lord. Like so this gives her a nice good reason to now be all on Giselle them side to be against Stacey because she's not being real. So after we hang up with Stacey, Tia proceeds to let Wendy know some more stuff, which is Angel, that girl, she's still upset with you. Like she think you ignored her, ignoring her every time y'all pop up in the room somewhere. She think you just, don't even say hi or nothing. And then she thinks you're the one that said the catfish comment first. And of course, Wendy is like, oh my God, this again. Come on now. I didn't say it first. It was Giselle. That's who you need to be mad at is Giselle, not me. So we get to the party. reasonably shady. No Robin Dixon. Which, like I said, she should have showed. Like, girl, show up. No matter, listen. If they was allowing you to come, I would have come. But anywho, it's not like she cannot never come back. I'm sure. Just you just had a little hiccup, and it is what it is. She ain't got the clue, so she just ask her to stay away if she want to. But if she come back, they got to do the whole her and Monique and everything, and hopefully Giselle them don't falter, or is Giselle gonna uh, digress from the Monique situation and then jump back with Robin? So it will be interesting if she does come back. So Angel arrives, and like pretty much the first thing she wants to do is go to confront Giselle about the whole catfish situation, because pretty much she is done with it when it comes to her. Giselle, they did talk it out, and she just wants to, figure out a way that they can actually get to know each other and connecting on a deeper level and get over this whole, debacle, right? But it's Wendy who she actually needs to talk to now because she's still feeling some type of way. And of course, Giselle's like, oh God, I kind of been over it. I don't know why she's still talking about it. And Wendy, what? Okay, girl, go handle that. Wale from the Love Hotel. I don't know, all this cross pollination going on. If y'all ever even watched that show where it was some Bravo girls trying to date some people. This dude Wale was all up on Ashley, and Ashley really did not like him at all. I'm sure all of us who watched it knew that, but he just was sticking around for some reason, and she was stringing him along for some reason. Like, it was stupid. It was stupid. It was dumb. But he done walked in there with some flowers to go say hi to Giselle and all this stuff, and he ain't even see the girl. So of course she's feeling some type of way. But like, you played him the whole season, so I would have. Hey Ashley, what? Bye. Stacy and Vivian, girl. That was cute. That was cute. See, Stacy do be getting them together. She do. Sharice was just in there looking hot, child. I was like, girl, every time I see you, I be rooting for you. I swear, I be like, what happened? Sharice, girl, when you popped up on the show, not to say you was the best dressed or anything, but I feel like she was well put together. But ever since the divorce from this man and stuff, she always seems disheveled. Like, I think it's just the wig. No, it'd be and then the outfit sometimes. I forgot to look at the dress really, because I was mostly looking at the hair. Like, I need to brush it. Maybe twisted it, but Sharice. She was looking hot. Of course, everybody noticed that Robin was not available. The jokes. Is she on the couch? Bravo. I don't know. They rewind the tape with Juan. Robin, where you at? Robin, is you doing something? Robin, get your ass up out the bed. Because remember, she was going through it. At that time, Robin was going through it, so I understand. She couldn't. Okay, so party started. Drinks are kicking in. Stacy pulls Wendy and Tia to the side, to try to clear up this whole phone call conversation because, right, listen, I like, the whole thing with the Timu and not showing up thing, that's not what he wanted to do, okay? You asked him, he declined. It shouldn't have been no more to that. Of course, T is like, well, it is more to it because you lied and you said that he was flying out, but he was actually flying in. So I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. I was interested in getting to know you as a friend, but now I just think I don't even want to. And of course, they're, small back and forth of like, basically what's going on here. And Tia is yelling like, girl, don't you let this accent fool you. You are a liar, and I'm seeing you for who you really are. Which wasn't those words, but basically, don't let this accent fool you. And if you do see this, Tia, I'm really sorry I'm doing this. Like, I'm doing you like these. It's just, expression. And by this time, all the other ladies have gathered because once we hear some noise, bitch, we got to be nosy and go get our camera time. So what's going on? What's going on? They getting it back and forth. Of course, Tia thinks she letting Stacy have it. Stacy like, okay, girl, yes, you got it. You got me today. Okay, whatever. Timu don't want to meet y'all, and that was it. But you blowing it all up to something that's not. Because technically, I mean, only like, okay, you did lie, Stacy. Well, he lied. I'll say he lied. Because he did say, oh, I'm flying out and I got to go somewhere. I mean, they both lied because you co-signed it. I can't remember who said what first, but either way, that was a lie instead of just saying, okay, I don't want to meet y'all, okay? But he, like I said, he not a man of few words here. He probably not used to the cameras and stuff like that. That's like most of these men's ain't. And when it comes to this girl stuff, I don't want to be around it. Okay? Look, he just not like a Todd to be like, because now Todd was going to talk. So this leads into Kay stepping in to have her grievances with Stacy about the whole Chris Samuels thing with her calling Cookie to bash Chris or to bash Monique, or saying that Monique was bashing Chris and all this other stuff. And Cookie just so happened to be there. I forgot about that. Cookie did walk up in the room. We got to see Big Cookie in the house, all right? She overhears it because Stacy's like, well, Cookie right there, if you want to get the truth, receipt, because girl, you just saying something, okay, fine, but if she here, let's hear it. So of course Cookie like, yeah, that's right. You was trying to get with Chris. You was saying that Monique said that Chris was this and Chris ain't ish. And of course, Stacy's, she's calm, but she's trying to be like, no, that's not what I was doing. That's not what I said. You can't this and this and that. Never said nothing about, Monique and all this Chris stuff. I don't even know Monique. And Wendy was like, okay, wait. Before y'all even go into this, let's put a pin in it. Because Monique is not here. Which, why didn't Giselle invite her? Anywho, Monique ain't here, so let's not speak on it now. Let's wait until we can get the whole thing, because I actually talked to her, and she was not on none of that. I was like, look, I actually talked to her and heard the way y'all talking, that's not what she was on. And with this, Stacy did like these. She did a point like, bitch, she's talking about you. She's talking about you, one of them type of points. Like Cookie said, girl, don't put your finger in my face. Girl, get that finger out my face. And of course, Stacy's like, huh? What are you going to see? Listen, dear, my quotes. If you know, get that finger out of my face. And what you gonna do? What are you going to do? Hey! If you know, you know. And Stacy, listen. Because you know how y'all always say she remind y'all of Kenya, right? Because they both from Detroit or whatever. But this part kind of reminded me. Because remember, bitches, this is front pedaling, okay? That's what it reminded me of. Like, don't backpedal. Oh, no, this is front pedaling. And she said, oh, pointing my fingers. Okay, hold on. Excuse me. Let me move around. Because she's talking, I was pointing my finger. Well, let me point my finger. Okay? Because what is you going to do? But, they start to pull Cookie away, like, girl, nah, we ain't gonna do that here because this is a party. This is no, it ain't gonna mess up Giselle's stuff. Escort her out, girl. Calm down, calm down. Stacy, chill. And Kay and Stacy get to going at it, okay? And Kay is thinking she eating, and you doing this, and you're that, and you ain't no good. You a liar. You just low down, dirty dog. And Stacy like, girl, please, with whatever you got going on, child, bye. You just been coming for me for no reason. And in the back and forth of this minuscule argument, I don't know, Kay was heated, okay? She was looking for her moment, she got it, okay? Which is funny, because every time somebody has a moment, they feel like they have to do like this, and they have to come at you like this. So that's how she was being, and she hit her with the, I would never let you be around my husband. And Stacey said, you ain't got one. Bleep. This the only time I will accept Wendy's reaction, because rewind that again. You don't have one. Because you don't. Hey, listen. This was a long one. Because last week they gave us nothing. This one, bomb. All right. I was a little bit over it a little bit because it is petty. It all is petty. But entertaining. But petty. So we'll see you for the next one. We're going to finish this argument. Because where is Greg? I mean, fiance, boyfriend, dating. I mean, but listen, Stacey, if she hit you with the girl, you ain't got one either. Listen, because technically y'all divorced it, right? All right, let me get off here. Let me get off. Bye.